Hello, dear listeners, and welcome to Happy Stories Before Bed. Snuggle down, close your eyes, and let your imagination paint a picture as we journey to a cozy little place filled with warmth and wonder. Tonight's story is called The Little Bear Who Found His Song. Deep in the whispering woods, where the trees grew so tall they seemed to tickle the clouds, and the streams giggled over smooth, round stones, lived a little bear named Barnaby. Barnaby was a very sweet bear, with soft, cinnamon-brown fur, a button nose that twitched with curiosity, and eyes as bright as polished acorns. He loved exploring, chasing butterflies with clumsy paws, and tasting honey. Oh, how he loved honey. But Barnaby had a little secret, a quiet worry that sometimes made his furry brow furrow. While all the other young bears in the woods were finding their songs, their unique way of expressing themselves, their special talent, Barnaby felt like his own song was lost, or perhaps hadn't even been written yet. His friend, Rosie Rabbit, could thump her back leg in such a rhythmic way that it sounded like a joyful drumbeat, making everyone want to dance. Finley Fox could tell the most captivating stories, weaving words together like magic, holding everyone spellbound. Even Sammy Squirrel, with his chattering and acrobatics, seemed to have a flair for entertaining. Barnaby would watch them, a smile on his face but a small ache in his heart. "What's my song?" he'd wonder, looking at his own reflection in a still puddle. "What can I do that's special?" One sunny morning, as golden light dappled the forest floor, Barnaby decided he couldn't just sit and wonder anymore. He had to find his song. So, with a determined sigh and a small pot of honey tucked into his satchel, just in case, he set off on an adventure. His first stop was Old Man Willow, the wisest tree in the whispering woods. His branches drooped gracefully, and his leaves whispered secrets of the ages. "Old Man Willow," Barnaby called up, his voice a little wobbly. "I'm looking for my song. Do you know where I might find it?" The willow's leaves rustled gently, like a soft chuckle. "Ah, young Barnaby," came a voice that sounded like wind through leaves. "A song is not something you find under a rock or behind a bush. It often finds you when you are busy doing what you love or helping others." Barnaby thanked Old Man Willow, though he felt a little puzzled. "Doing what I love," he mumbled, padding along a mossy path. "I love honey and naps and, He soon came across Rosie Rabbit, who was practicing her drumming by a patch of clover. Tap thump thump, tap thump thump. It was a cheerful sound. "Hi, Rosie," Barnaby said. "Your drumming is wonderful today." Rosie twitched her nose. "Thanks, Barnaby. I'm practicing for the spring festival. What are you up to?" "I'm looking for my song," Barnaby explained. Rosie tilted her head. "Your song? Well, maybe you could try drumming like me." Barnaby tried. He lifted his paw and thumped it on the ground. Thud. It wasn't quite the same. He tried again. Thud wobble. Rosie giggled kindly. "Maybe drumming isn't my song," Barnaby sighed, but he smiled at Rosie. "Thanks for letting me try." He continued his journey, the sun warming his fur. Soon, he heard the melodic voice of Finley Fox, who was perched on a log, regaling a group of young squirrels with a thrilling tale of adventure. And then, the brave knight tiptoed past the sleeping dragon. Finley's voice rose and fell dramatically. Barnaby listened, captivated. When Finley finished, the squirrels chattered with excitement. "Finley," Barnaby said, "your stories are amazing. I wish I could tell stories like that. I'm trying to find my song." Finley smiled, his amber eyes glinting. "A story is just sharing what's in your heart, Barnaby. Perhaps your song is a story too." Barnaby thought hard. He tried to think of a grand adventure, but his mind felt as empty as a honey pot after he'd visited it. "I don't think I have any grand stories," he said sadly. "Not all stories need to be grand," Finley said gently. "Sometimes the quiet ones are the most beautiful." Feeling a little disheartened, Barnaby wandered deeper into the woods. He found a quiet spot by the giggling stream, where the water chuckled as it tumbled over pebbles. He sat down, opened his pot of honey, and dipped a paw in. The sweet taste was comforting. As he sat there, enjoying his honey and the peaceful sounds of the forest, he noticed a tiny ladybug struggling on a leaf that had fallen into the stream. The leaf was slowly being pulled towards a small, swirling whirlpool. Without a second thought, Barnaby reached out his big, gentle paw. Carefully, oh so carefully, he nudged the leaf towards the bank until the little ladybug could safely crawl onto a dry stone. The ladybug wiggled its antennae as if to say, "Thank you," and then flew off. Barnaby watched it go, a warm feeling spreading through his chest. It wasn't a grand adventure, but it felt good. He continued his walk, and soon he heard a tiny, distressed squeaking. Peeking under a fern, he saw a baby bird that had fallen from its nest. It looked very small and very scared. Barnaby's heart went out to it. He looked up at the nest, high in a sturdy oak tree. It was too high for him to climb easily, but he remembered seeing Sammy Squirrel nearby earlier. He hurried off, calling, "Sammy, Sammy Squirrel." Sammy, who was busy burying an acorn, popped his head up. "Barnaby, what's up?" "There's a baby bird," Barnaby explained quickly. "It fell from its nest in the big oak by the stream. Can you help?" Sammy, always ready for action, scampered after Barnaby. When he saw the little bird, he nodded. "Leave it to me." With incredible agility, Sammy zipped up the tree trunk, gently scooped up the baby bird in his paws, and carefully placed it back in its nest. The mother bird, who had been chirping anxiously, cooed her thanks. Sammy scampered back down, looking pleased. "All safe." "Oh, thank you, Sammy," Barnaby said, relief washing over him. "You were so quick and brave." "Happy to help," Sammy chattered, before dashing off to find another acorn. As the afternoon sun began to dip lower, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink, Barnaby started to head home. He hadn't found his song in the way he'd expected. He couldn't drum like Rosie, or tell grand tales like Finley, or perform daring acrobatics like Sammy. He felt a little tired and still a bit songless. He passed by Old Man Willow again. "Well, young Barnaby," rustled the willow, "did you find what you were looking for?" Barnaby sighed. "Not really, Old Man Willow. I helped a ladybug, and I helped find Sammy to rescue a baby bird, but I still don't have a special talent. I don't have a song." Old Man Willow's leaves seemed to smile. "Oh, but Barnaby," he whispered, "are you sure about that? What did you feel when you helped the ladybug?" Barnaby thought, "I felt warm and happy." "And when you made sure the baby bird was safe?" "I felt relieved and glad I could help," Barnaby replied. "And what did the ladybug do? And the mother bird?" "Well, the ladybug wiggled its antennae, and the mother bird cooed. I think they were saying thank you." Old Man Willow rustled contentedly. "Barnaby, my dear little bear, your song isn't loud drumming or thrilling tales. Your song is quieter but just as beautiful. Your song is kindness, Barnaby. It's the warmth you share, the help you give without a second thought. It's in your gentle heart and your ready paws." Barnaby blinked. Kindness. Was that a song? He thought about his day. He hadn't set out to be kind, it just happened. It felt natural. "But everyone can be kind," Barnaby said, a little confused. "Ah," Old Man Willow replied, his voice soft and soothing, "but not everyone chooses to be, as often and as freely as you do. Your kindness, Barnaby, creates ripples of happiness. It makes the Whispering Woods a brighter, friendlier place. That, little bear, is a very special song indeed. It's a song that warms hearts and makes others feel safe and cared for. And it's a song that comes straight from who you are." Barnaby looked down at his paws, the same paws that had rescued a ladybug and sought help for a bird. A slow smile spread across his face. He hadn't found a talent he could show off, but he had discovered something deep within himself, something that Old Man Willow called a song. As he walked the rest of the way home, the stars began to sprinkle the darkening sky. He saw Rosie, Finley, and Sammy gathered near his cozy den. "Barnaby," Rosie called, "where have you been? We were getting worried." "I was just out, listening," Barnaby said, with a newfound confidence. Finley noticed the change in him. "You seem different, Barnaby. Did you find your song?" Barnaby smiled, a genuine, happy smile that reached his bright acorn eyes. "I think I did," he said. "It's not a loud song or a flashy one, but Old Man Willow says it's a good one." He then told them about his day, not as a series of grand achievements, but simply as things that had happened. He told them about the ladybug and the baby bird and what Old Man Willow had said. When he finished, Rosie thumped her foot softly. "That's a lovely song, Barnaby." Finley nodded. "Indeed, a song of kindness is perhaps the most beautiful of all." Sammy chattered in agreement. "It makes the woods feel good." That night, as Barnaby snuggled into his soft bed of leaves and moss, he didn't feel like the bear without a song anymore. He felt like Barnaby, the bear whose song was kindness. And as he drifted off to sleep, he dreamt of a forest filled with gentle music, happy creatures, and the warm, comforting glow of friendship. He knew, deep in his heart, that his song was perfect, just the way it was. And so, dear listeners, remember that everyone has their own special song. It might not be loud or flashy, but it's there, waiting to be shared. And sometimes, the quietest songs, like a gentle act of kindness, are the ones that make the biggest difference in the world. Good night, sleep tight, and may your dreams be filled with your own beautiful songs.